Welcome to the channel. So quickly, when looking at lithium stocks, things to know is there's lithium carbonate and lithium hydroxide. And most of the growth in the future is going to come from lithium hydroxide, and the reason is because the battery of the future is going to be the NMC 811, which means nickel 8 parts, manganese 1 part, cobalt 1 part. And you see here the cobalt is very expensive, and this one has good energy density with the minimum amount of cobalt. So that's going to be the battery that's going to go into your go into your Tesla Cybertruck, Tesla Semi, and yeah, and this battery needs to have lithium hydroxide. So this battery can't use carbonate, and that's the reason that lithium hydroxide is going to be the growth, have more growth than lithium carbonate in the future. Although lithium carbonate will have growth as well. You can see a lot of charts saying hydroxide is going to outgrow lithium carbonate. So that's hydroxide there, coming more of a share, less of a share for carbonate, more growth in hydroxide. So where does lithium hydroxide and lithium carbonate come from? So carbonate mostly come from a brine mine. So imagine they pump it somewhere in Argentina or South America. They pump the brine into a salt lake, it evaporates, and they get the lithium carbonate. That can then be turned into lithium hydroxide, but it's an extra step, which means more money. And lithium hydroxide comes from hard rock mining. So just imagine an open pit mine. They get it out, goes to spodumene. It mostly gets sent to China, and then China turns its spodumene into lithium hydroxide, which will go into NMC 811 battery. So this chart here says total cost to make uh, but this is a funny chart because total cost to make lithium hard rock spodumene, which is not the final product, where brine is closer to the final product. So it's more expensive because it's more closer to the final product. That's what this chart is telling you. Hard rock's cheaper, but then there's another step to get to hydroxide. So that's why it's cheaper, because it's not the finished product, and that's what this chart should be telling you. So coming down here, same thing again. This is not the finished product. It's a hard rock spodumene. So of course it's going to be cheaper than the finished product of carbonate that comes from the brine. So then we got things with brine as well. You need to react it with other things. That's cost quite a bit of money. And the royalty fee that these South Americans want, which is fair enough because you're taking their land, of course you have to pay them some royalties. But keep in mind that's not the finished product of hard rock. So there's probably, if you added the cost of making that to lithium hydroxide, I'd like to see that on this chart, which they haven't given you. So coming down further, this is the price. So if you get that hard rock concentrate, you'll get that much. But then if you do the extra step to get hydroxide, you'll get this much, which is 17,000. People want this hydroxide because people want the NMC 811 battery, and they want that because less cobalt, and they also, if you're someone like Tesla, you need to give a warranty on your battery, so you don't want to mess around with some other crap. You want the best product, and you want lithium hydroxide. So then we got, that's how much you get for carbonate here. So coming down here, this will tell you more. So most of the lithium in the world, I think 55% comes from Western Australia, at least hard rock anyway. Most of the hydroxide, or the hard rock that gets made into hydroxide comes from Western Australia. So Greenbushes is a big mine. I'm not sure if it's the biggest, but it's big. So they concentrate, they get this much margin on it, but if they go to the hydroxide, which they do, so they mine in West Australia and they process it, and they get even a bigger margin. Where the brine ones get a bigger margin, but remember this is the finished product here, and this is just the halfway step. So if you add on the finished product here, they might be up here somewhere. So just remember that if you come to this page and look at it. So remember, lithium carbonate miners will do well, but the lithium hydroxide miners are probably going to do better. And if you look at Tesla, they're with Piedmont, who is a lithium hydroxide hard rock miner. And then you got another step here, which is an upcoming technology called direct lithium extraction. So instead of pumping onto a salt bed, as in seen with this, you might pump it on here, let the sun do its work. They pump it out, mix it with something, and get the lithium like that. Though they haven't done that. They've only done it at pilot scale, like with a small amount, like maybe 10 liters. So they haven't done it at scale yet. So that's why you might want to be wary investing in a direct lithium extraction thing for now. Though I could be completely wrong, so do your own research. Find out about direct lithium extraction. Remember, don't listen to a CEO whose uh, life depends on direct lithium extraction working, because he's going to be biased, telling you that direct lithium extraction works. Just like this Lake Resources guy. Though maybe it does work, I don't sure. So just be careful, believing just what you're told. Get multiple opinions. And then lastly, before I leave, I'll just tell you, remember, no matter who you invest in, the low cost producer is the winner. Also, another thing with battery companies, if they don't get a product that can be used in a battery, they're not going to have much growth. And low cost producer is the best person to look for. And I'll just give you a share tip, something to look for. I will be buying this company if it comes back down. Some reason this company, they're doing natural graphite, and then they're making it into purified spherical graphite, which is going to be used in the batteries. And they were down here, and they had a pre-feasibility study, I think of, what was it, around 400 million, no, net present value of 400 million, meaning when they were down here, they were probably about 20 million, which means they had huge upside, and this, they're in the lower sector. I'll try and find you the thing. Renner score, presentation. So low cost producers are the ones you want to get with. So this company, I will be buying into this if it comes down a bit. Though there's been a bit of hype lately, so also what will happen, this company, they've got the resource in the ground. Though to make that resource and start getting money for it, it's going to take a couple years to build a mine. So I think it'll be going up now, but people get bored. People are like, oh, this company's taking so long. It'll probably come down again. So that's where I'm looking to pick it up. But if you look further into this company, looks like they're pretty good. They're going to be a low cost producer. So they're going to mine the stuff, and then in their Savior graphite deposit, ship it or truck it wherever to Adelaide for more processing to get a better grade of battery. So you got post-tax MPV. I'm not going to try and explain MPV to you. So just look up a video on that. There's heaps of them. Takes a little while to get head around. Though after they've paid off everyone, all their costs, their profit's going to be 400 million. But that's also discounting 10% a year on profits. So it's better than 400 million. But look up MPV because I'm not going to try and explain it. So imagine getting this company at 20 million when they presented this, which they had this presented when they were at 1 cent. So I just missed the boat. I don't know how I did. I'm still trying to find companies. I've been looking around everywhere, find unknown companies. But yeah, just missed the boat in this one. Another one I'll be looking at is GME and ASX. So this company, they have an MPV of 800 million, and they're at 36 million. But I don't know enough about nickel mining yet to buy into them. If they're a low cost producer, I do know that these guys are a low cost producer. I'll try and find. Here's a chart. So this is them, low cost producer of the graphite compared to the rest of the world. So that looks very promising there. Whether this is true or not, do your own research. I'm just going off what they say. So things look good for this company, I believe. I'll do another video of this company in the future, and I probably will be buying into this company um, pretty soon. This company went up 40% today, then dropped back down 12% because they said they were joining the European Battery Alliance. I think that guy's a CEO or something. So keep an eye on this company. I will be waiting for things to die down a bit. If they don't die down, it goes up, runs away. I don't really care. I'd rather play it safe. So see you in the next video. Good night.